Every time I hit record, my kids start crying in the other room. So let's just get right into this. Aaron DL would like some thoughts on how to make the text pop on his mostly text pages on his site, SilentZ. It wasn't until that he launched the site, SilentZ, that I realized his last name was not pronounced Dalzell, but was rather DL, which was, I felt pretty dumb. Anyway, Aaron is a big player in the Statamic community. He's like the most helpful person on Discord and the forums, and I would love to help him make the site better. So let's just kind of get into this. Overall, the site has a really nice aesthetic. The colors are nice, typography is great, or the font choices are great. I love Inter. It's like my favorite font right now, unless I'm doing like a brutalist 80s, 90s thing. He would also like some advice on how to organize or better promote the add-ons on the site. So kind of starting right from the beginning, I'd say looking at the content, it's very like mono styled, right? So like all the same weight, kind of the same margins, all the same left alignment. I like to see a lot of like variation when there's a lot of content, especially since it's marketing focused content. There's a number of like smaller things that you can do to really make stuff pop. We'll kind of start from the beginning, which would be, well, even before we get into typography, adding like a max width to this container would be great. So like max width extra large in Tailwind would probably be fine. Just squish this whole thing in. These line lengths are rather long. Next, I would give some more weight on all your links. I'd probably bring these up to like a semi-bold. So like font weight 600, just like across the board. And that's going to make those links pop and give a little bit more contrast throughout the content. Next, I would look at these lists, and most of the pages have lists on them, or at least a number of them do. I'd probably indent these. I'd do sentence case, so each one would start with a uppercase letter. I would bold, if this is like a marketing bullet list, I'd like bold the important key word or words in each line to make it pop, like multi-day events, single day, multi-day, all day, look at ways of making each line have like an important keyword. Also, you can use, I'd replace like the bullet style, maybe use like a little larger circle with a Z in it or something, just something with a little more like brand punch when you're using these like marketing lists. I'd also look for ways to use like Basecamp style underlines. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you have primarily text focused content, this is a great way to really draw your eye into like the most important parts of lines. People will skim, they'll see something important and be like, oh, that's relevant, and they'll back up and read that paragraph. And if the paragraph makes sense, like most people don't read top to bottom anymore. So here's like a good example, right? They have these beautiful little underlines, like, okay, this is already really bold. What am I supposed to read? Oh, without the back and forth, like without a weekly meeting. And this is like kind of highlighting the difference in each of these headlines. I really like this style. I do mimic something like that on the Statamic site. On the Y page, we have like these highlight marker highlights, which kind of serve the same purpose. So there's another idea. What else? Buttons. Like you've got this one here. As you go through the rest of the site, like shoot me an email, come say hi. Like why not just have like a shoot me an email or like contact me or something, like button would be good. I'd recommend that. Again here, like sentence list, this timeline is an interesting thing. Like maybe use an ordered list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or use like down arrows, something, or like link the arrows together or the bullets together to kind of show that they're connected. It's kind of like a common timeline style. Let's see, about me. Another thing you can do when you have long pages of content is to make the first paragraph bigger. So like font style, nope. So used to font size, like, yeah, just bump up that first paragraph, maybe a size or two on like the Tailwind list. It kind of helps, and especially when you have a tighter container, that helps a bit more as well. This headshot of you, like maybe float it to the left or right and wrap the content around it, or use like a full width header image or something, just like there's only a couple images in the site and they're all treated differently. I would just try and like tighten them up, use like either a container or the same width or something, just to kind of like treat them all the same so they don't feel like they're just like kind of plopped on the page. Again, you could put some buttons here. Another thing I noticed on the site is it never says your actual name anywhere. There's no Aaron DL anywhere. So I think that's probably just like a user thing that you could do. I noticed there's no page descriptions, no meta descriptions. You're probably going to want to add that. There's another little tiny thing. And let's see, anything else? Oh, yeah, the add-ons. Okay, so the add-ons, what I would probably do is kill the bulleted list, make these like H2s or something on this particular page to like make them big. Font size, 32 pixels, bold, and kill that list, and then run a description underneath each one, and that would probably look pretty good. I don't know, maybe even like 64 like this, and just events, and then like paragraph, and you could probably go left and right, maybe put them in a box or a grid or something, and just kind of give these a nice little, like give them their own little space. You could probably even do like really chunky, something like that. Yeah, that already looks better to me. That's it. I think those are my thoughts. After you make some of those changes, I'd be happy to look at it again, see if there's anything to jump out. Just like one other thought, if you go and add some of those like those SVG underlines to your content, whatever that style is, if you have like a handwritten or like a hand-drawn sort of style, you could possibly use that elsewhere in the site, like maybe something in the sidebar here, like a little underline, instead of making it this darker, kind of almost burgundy brown red. I don't know, just little details can pop out. Maybe this horizontal rule here can be that slightly irregular underline, and this one here, maybe that would kind of give your like a nice like casual but polished look. Those are my thoughts. Hope they help.